In the quaint town of Pinebrook, nestled in the heart of the wilderness, lived a seemingly ordinary kitten named Whiskers. With her sleek black fur, bright green eyes, and a mischievous streak, she was adored by everyone. But behind her innocent facade lay an extraordinary secret. Whiskers had been adopted by a retired military general who lived on the edge of the forest. General Thompson was a man of many stories, and one tale that he rarely shared was about his enigmatic kitten. Whiskers had always been a bit different, displaying a cunning intelligence that set her apart from ordinary cats. Little did the townsfolk know that this tiny feline was on a mission to protect her home from the growing menace of the bear population. The forests surrounding Pinebrook were once a serene haven for wildlife. However, as the years went by, the bear population began to grow at an alarming rate. These bears, once timid and shy, had become increasingly bold and aggressive. They ventured closer to human settlements, seeking food and causing panic among the residents. General Thompson knew that something had to be done to protect his home and the people of Pinebrook. He had trained Whiskers in various skills, but her true talent was yet to be discovered. As the bear attacks became more frequent, the general began to realize that his kitten might be the key to solving the problem. The days following Whiskers' adoption were filled with a sense of anticipation and purpose. General Thompson, aware of the growing threat posed by the bears, knew that Whiskers' unique abilities needed to be honed into a formidable skill set. The quaint cottage on the edge of Pinebrook became a makeshift training ground, where the general set about preparing his feline companion for the challenges ahead. The general's training regimen was meticulous and demanding. Each morning, Whiskers awoke to the sound of clinking weights and the aroma of various herbal concoctions that the general had prepared. He believed that a combination of physical and mental training would be key to Whiskers' success. The first phase of Whiskers' training focused on agility and stealth. The general constructed a series of obstacle courses in the forest, designed to test Whiskers' reflexes and speed. These courses included tightrope walks between trees, navigating through mazes of branches, and leaping over various obstacles. Whiskers, though initially hesitant, quickly adapted to the challenges. Her natural grace and flexibility allowed her to glide through the courses with remarkable ease. In addition to physical training, the general emphasized the importance of stealth. Whiskers practiced moving silently through the underbrush, learning to control her breathing and minimize noise. The general would often hide treats in various locations, challenging Whiskers to find them without disturbing the environment. This exercise not only sharpened her senses, but also taught her to be patient and observant. Combat training was another crucial aspect of Whiskers' preparation. General Thompson had once been a skilled fighter, and he used his knowledge to teach Whiskers basic but effective techniques. He started with simple drills, such as how to use her claws and agility to disarm a larger opponent. Over time, Whiskers learned to combine her speed with precise strikes, turning her small size into an advantage rather than a disadvantage. The general also introduced Whiskers to tracking techniques. Using a mix of scents and visual cues, Whiskers practiced following trails left by animals. The general would set up various scenarios, simulating the tracks of bears and other creatures. Whiskers became adept at interpreting these signs, understanding patterns, and predicting the movements of her targets. Despite the rigorous nature of the training, Whiskers thrived under the general's guidance. Her bond with him grew stronger as they spent countless hours together, working towards a common goal. The general's patience and encouragement motivated Whiskers to push her limits, and she began to excel in areas she had once struggled with. One of the most pivotal moments in Whiskers' training came when the general decided to test her skills in a real-world scenario. He arranged for a simulated bear encounter, using a large, non-threatening prop designed to mimic a bear's size and movement. Whiskers approached the prop with a mixture of trepidation and determination. As the simulation unfolded, Whiskers applied everything she had learned, stealth, agility, and combat techniques, to subdue the prop with a precision that impressed even the general. By the end of her training, Whiskers had transformed from an ordinary kitten into a skilled protector. She had mastered the art of stealth, honed her combat skills, and developed an acute sense of tracking and awareness. The general was confident that Whiskers was ready to face the real threat of the bears and protect Pinebrook from the danger that lurked in the forest. As the final day of training approached, the general looked at Whiskers with a sense of pride. The little kitten had come a long way, and the next chapter of her journey was about to begin. The bond between them was stronger than ever, and Whiskers was prepared to put her skills to the ultimate test. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows through the dense Pinebrook forest. The tranquility of the evening was shattered by the rustling of leaves and the occasional growl that echoed through the trees. Whiskers, her fur bristling with a mixture of excitement and apprehension, crouched low to the ground. The scent of the aggressive bear was strong in the air, guiding her towards the source of the disturbance. General Thompson had carefully chosen this night for Whiskers' first real test. He watched from a distance, his heart pounding with a mix of pride and anxiety. He had confidence in Whiskers' training, but this was a different kind of challenge. Whiskers moved with the grace of a shadow, her steps barely making a sound on the forest floor. Her keen eyes scanned the surroundings, alert for any sign of the bear. She followed the trail of broken branches and claw marks until she reached a small clearing. There, amidst the chaos of upturned earth and scattered food, was the bear. It was a large, menacing creature with dark fur and a glint of malice in its eyes. The bear roared, its voice reverberating through the forest, and Whiskers knew the time had come. She took a deep breath and sprang into action. Using her training in stealth, she darted through the underbrush, approaching the bear from its blind spot. Her movements were swift and precise, designed to disorient and confuse her opponent. The bear, caught off guard by the sudden attack, swiped at the air in a futile attempt to catch Whiskers. But the kitten was too quick. She darted around the bear, her claws slashing at its legs and shoulders, her attacks well coordinated to inflict maximum discomfort without causing fatal injuries. The battle raged on, with Whiskers employing her agility to stay out of the bear's reach while launching calculated strikes. The bear, frustrated and in pain, began to tire. With one final, well-placed attack, Whiskers managed to knock the bear off balance, sending it crashing to the ground. Panting and exhausted, Whiskers stood over the subdued bear. It was clear that the creature had been defeated, but she made sure not to cause any unnecessary harm. The bear, now recognizing the formidable prowess of its tiny adversary, retreated into the forest, leaving Pinebrook in peace. As dawn broke over Pinebrook, the townspeople emerged from their homes to find the forest eerily calm. The previous night's chaos had vanished, and the bear that had terrorized their lives was nowhere to be seen. Whispers of Whiskers' bravery spread through the town like wildfire. General Thompson, who had witnessed the entire confrontation from his vantage point, emerged with Whiskers by his side. The general's face was a mix of relief and admiration as he patted Whiskers' head. The kitten, though tired, walked with a newfound confidence, her head held high. The townspeople gathered around, their faces reflecting a mixture of awe and gratitude. Stories of Whiskers' valor were shared over breakfast tables and in the town square. Children idolized her, and adults marveled at her courage. Whiskers was no longer just a pet. She had become a symbol of hope and protection for Pinebrook. Over the following weeks, the bear attacks ceased. Whiskers continued her patrols, her presence ensuring that the forest remained safe. Her legend grew with each passing day, and the once feared bears began to avoid Pinebrook altogether. The tale of Whiskers, the kitty cat who had mastered the art of confronting bears, was recounted in every corner of the town. Statues and murals were erected in her honor, and her story became a cherished part of Pinebrook's history. Whiskers, the unlikely hero, had proven that even the smallest of creatures could achieve greatness when driven by courage and determination. And so, the legend of Whiskers lived on, inspiring future generations to face their challenges with bravery and to never underestimate the power of the seemingly insignificant.